Hey guys, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be decorating my sofa table for Christmas, and we're going to be using thrifted items to do this. Some of the thrifted items were from last year and a few are additions for this year. So I'm excited to show you how I do my thrifted Christmas. This video is a collaboration with a few of my other YouTube friends. We all decided to get together and show y'all items that we've thrifted and what we're doing with them for Christmas. So some of us are doing decorate with me's like I am, some are doing DIYs, but everybody is gonna have something thrifted to show you for Christmas. I'm gonna link the playlist below, so when you're done watching my video, make sure you go check out all of their videos too. I'm starting out with a clean slate. I cleaned the table really well, and then I added the bows to the vases that I keep there year round. I think the vases will work nicely with my decor. I'm still using the whites and reds that I used last year, so all I did was add these bows, and if you remember from last year, my mom made these bows for me. I started out by decorating the bottom shelf, and I wanted to use the present boxes that I used last year. These were all thrifted, so I had the red one, and then again, my mom did all the bows for me last year, so the white bow she put on the red box, and I love that, and I thought that would be a perfect centerpiece. And then to that, I added the glass present boxes that I redid last year. If you watched my sofa table decorate with me from last year, then you would see where I put those together and how I transformed them. I like the way this looks, but I feel like it just needs a little something, so I'm gonna try adding another element and see what happens. Also need to fluff up the bows on the glass present boxes, but I will do that once I'm all done. I just want to see how things go into place, and then I'll come back and do all the extra fluffing and that type of thing. I found these picks at Hobby Lobby. I love the white, and it had the little crystal in it with some glitter, because I'm using the red, white, and silver a lot throughout my theme this year. I'm also adding in some more gold this year, but for this table, I'm keeping it primarily silver, red, and white. So I thought these picks would be perfect. I'm gonna be using them at other spots throughout my house also. So it'll help to tie all of that in and give me the cohesiveness that I'm always looking for. Once I had the picks there, I thought that looked good, but I knew that the present needed to be lifted a little bit. So I'm just using my cake stand that I got from Target Dollar Spot a couple of years ago. And finally, I'm just gonna fluff up the bows on my present boxes, and then on the sides, I thought it looked really good last year where we just did a crinkled look on it. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm just gonna play with these until I get them like I want them. If you'd like to see how I stored these so I could keep them in as good a condition as possible, I did make a video last year of my Christmas takedown and storage, so I'll link that for you in the cards and then also in the description box. I'm adding quite a few new things to my collection this year, so I'll probably do another video like that so you can see how I'm gonna store all of the new items that I bought this year. Using wired ribbon is the key to making sure your ribbon is gonna work great year after year, because the wire helps it stay in place where you put it. But even though it got flattened out, I'm able to put it right back into place because it's wired. I have the bottom shelf done, and I like how that turned out. So now it's time to work on the top shelf, and I'm gonna be using some thrifted items that I already had, but this is also where I'm gonna bring in a few of the new thrifted items that I bought for this year. And one thing that I'm trying to do, even though I'm using a lot of the same items that I used last year, and I'm using the same color scheme as last year, I am trying to change things up a bit. So you'll see how I'm using some of those same items and using them differently this year than I did last year. Last year, I thrifted these beautiful white Christmas trees. I absolutely love these. I used them on my buffet area in my kitchen last year, but I'm moving them over here this year, and I thought they would look look gorgeous sitting on the table, but I don't want to just sit them there. So I think I have an idea of what I can do to really showcase these this year. One of the ways that I wanted to change things up this year was bringing in greenery. Last year was the first time in 10 years I had decorated for Christmas for various reasons, and so I didn't really have a lot of greenery. So when I thrifted this year, that was one of the things I was looking for. So I'm gonna bring some greenery into the top with those white candles. I think it's gonna be so pretty. And this is one of the things that I found. Look guys, this is brand new, this swag. It's a door hanger swag, but I'm just gonna lay it on the table. I love that it has the wire in the back, so it's just gonna lay flat. And I was able to get this for $6. This is from Hobby Lobby. It was originally $19.99. And so on their half price sales, you would have gotten it for $10, but I was able to get it for $6, so I saved even more, and I love it. So this is the basis for how I'm gonna start my table. I know I wanna use this and the white Christmas tree candles. I knew one of the swags was not gonna be enough because my table's long and I wanted to have a nice spread of greenery on the table. So I ended up going to Hobby Lobby and I was able to find another match for this. So I'm gonna be using 2 of these swags in my display. I thrifted this candle holder from Goodwill a couple years ago during the summer, and I knew it would be perfect for Christmas. It was bronze at the time and I spray painted it silver because I knew I would end up using it for Christmas at some point. I think it's gonna be the perfect way to display my 5 Christmas tree candles. Once I had the garland in place, I went ahead and fluffed it. As I was fluffing the garland, I was really careful to make sure I didn't scratch the table since it had the wire at the bottom. I already had these lights that I got at Z Gallery several years ago, and they have the little crystals on them. I thought that would add a nice touch, so that's what I'm gonna use to light up my garland. After getting the garland set with the lights, I wanted to go ahead and add in my candles to see how that was looking. And I decided that I didn't like all 5 candles on the candelabra. I thought it would look better if I spread the candles out. So I'm gonna put 3 on the candelabra and then 2 inside the greenery on the table. I like the way that looks better, so I'm gonna keep it like that. And on the other 2 spots for the candelabra, I have some white glittery candles from last year that I think would look perfect right there. So I'm gonna try those. I love how this is looking so far, but I want to do a little bit more to my greenery, and then I have 2 other special things for the ends, and those are going to be thrifted items from this year. I found these flocked picks at Hobby Lobby this year, and I just love them. I love how they bring in the white, and I think it's going to look perfect with this. I'm using this in my greenery throughout the house this year, so I'm going to use some of this in my greenery here also. This is looking, but I do have one other thing that I want to add to finish it off, and that is going to be a thrifted item from this year. During the Christmas extravaganza at my favorite thrift store, I found these 2 crystal sleighs, and I knew I had to have them. So last year, if you remember, my theme was partially sleighs. I bought a bunch of sleighs. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them this year, but I loved these, and I definitely wanted to incorporate them, and I think this is going to be the perfect place. This sleigh was $4 and they had this one priced at $5, but if you can tell, it's actually a slight bit smaller. I pointed that out to the lady when I got to the register, and she went ahead and sold them both to me for $4 each. These crystal sleighs would have been a perfect addition to my dining room tablescape because of all the crystal I was already using on that, but instead of that, I decided to add them in here because I thought it would help, again, bring some cohesiveness and bring bring that crystal that I was using in the dining room into the living room also. I wanted to bring some red into the bottom of the crystal sleighs, so I added some red ornaments, and then I topped it off with the same green flocked picks that I used in the greenery. And I think it just ties everything together. And again, I love how the crystal brings in the crystal that I was using in the dining room. I love how I ended up spreading out the white candles, bringing 2 onto the table, and then using the other white candles. I think it just breaks up the Christmas trees a little bit. I love how my sofa table turned out. I love the pops of white. It just draws your eyes, and then the pops of red do the same thing. And I'm loving how I was able to incorporate some of my new thrifted items with my old thrifted items from last year. I also love that I brought in the greenery this year because I feel like it softens things up a little bit, and I like that it also gives a whole different feel than I had last year when I didn't really use much greenery. Remember to check out the playlist with the other ladies' videos. It's gonna be fun to see how everybody puts their own twist on the thrifted Christmas theme. Guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help me out. Remember to hit the subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you won't miss any of my Christmas videos. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.